So, take your time. First of all, papyrus was considered holy.
Holy.
You start?
Yes, I start.
Papyrus was considered holy for the ancient Egyptians because of two things. It's a Nile reed, and we have like hundreds of plants around the River Nile. But why they choose this one is because the blossoming part looks like the sun rays. That's the sign of Ra, the god of the sun in the ancient times. The second reason is the stem. That is, unlike all the plants in the world, is just like a pyramid shape, as you can see here. Any of these plants is round or semi-round, but this one is like a pyramid shape.
Like a triangle.
In Egypt, yes. And for them, that was a very special sign of the divines in the ancient times. How to make the paper from this plant is so easy. You need to decide the size, big or small, and then you cut according to the size that you wish. Let's make a small example. We might need like 20 pieces or more just to make a papyrus paper like those ones here. You need 20 of those or
20.
We start by peeling the greenish part. That peel was found to be very strong, very flexible. They use it for making ropes, baskets, sandals, papyrus boats and canoes. And to make the paper, we use the inside.
You cannot eat that, right? Or
you can eat it, but it's like, you know, the green corn inside.
Yeah.
But this one is a little bit sweeter.
Sweeter.
So it could be a good source of nutrition, sugar and starch and so. That's if you're running on a survival basis and nothing else to eat, you can chew on this. In addition to the great fact that papyrus can be a wonderful source of water. If it's dry somewhere around, you can get a lot of filtered water from the inside. We start by cutting the inside into thin slices. That's how they did it in the ancient times. You get so many thin slices from the inside. That's what you make the paper from. It breaks so easily. To make it strong and useful, they pound it using the rolling pin, and that is to squeeze the moisture out, bring the fibers closer. And when you do that, it will become really strong, really flexible, as you can see here. Then we keep it in plain water to reduce the sugar and the starch inside. After 2 days in the water, we start by weaving them like that, one horizontal slice and one vertical slice. You just weave it and eventually overlapping. That would be a complete papyrus paper, just like those ones in here.
Oh, so this, after dry out, becomes that?
Exactly. So you just cover it with the second carpet, so you can put it underneath the press.
Yes.
They use big racks in the ancient times. It's very easy to use nowadays, big ones for the big size.
For the big size.
The color of the paper itself depends on how many days you leave it in the water. If you leave it in this water for 2-3 days, you get this light color. If you wish to get brown like that, you leave it 10 days in the water. And the longer you leave it, the darker it becomes, brown from the inside to the inside. After the time underneath the press, we get a strong papyrus sheet like those here, strong and flexible. Say it. I will get a fresh one for you.
Okay.
So you can see, because this one somebody put in the water to make an example. And as plain as it is, it's white because we left the slices maybe short time in the water, maybe 1 day or 2 days, 3 days. But if you leave it longer, it becomes brown.
Becomes brown.
Like and darker. Ones in here too. So this has been put in the water to show you how strong it is. Because
thank you.
This one is how it's supposed to be when it's dry. Strong, flexible. You can feel it. See how it feels like. That's how the oldest paper in the world is like. Papyrus can be a good material to paint on with just about any color. Pen, pencil, and let's see an example of David. Okay. You can write anybody's name so easy in there. Papyrus takes any color so well. But the artists here, they don't use any color. They use non-chemical colors, so it would be good looking and everlasting. It is nice, but papyrus should live forever, and that's the quality of this paper. So they paint those ones with non-chemical colors inspired by the famous scenes from the Egyptian Museum, Luxor, Aswan, the Valley of Kings and Queens. Every one of them has a story behind it. That happens to be one of the most famous scenes in the ancient times, and it talks about justice and eternal life. It is called the Final Judgment, and that's the one that shows how they travel from this life to everlasting. This is the beginning where the king kneeled in front of the divine judges. They have to see if he's a good person. Half of them gave him that sign, Ankh, it's the key of life. half of them are not sure, so they send him down to Anubis. He's the
Anubis.
god of mummification, and he takes him to the scale of justice to weigh his heart. Symbolically, the heart should be lighter than the figure of truth. If the heart is heavy, that means it's full of sins and mistakes and bad deeds. The statement here says, that's a light heart, he's a good person. Written by Thoth, the god of knowledge and wisdom. He passes him to Horus, the god of sky and protection in the mythology. Horus takes him to heaven to meet Osiris, the god of paradise. Isis, the goddess of love and beauty. Nephthys, the goddess of magic. This is the story. I just made it so brief and simple to explain to you.
It's beautiful.
Now we have hundreds of pieces. Each and every one of them has a story. If you like any of them, they come in different colors, different sizes. You can have the same one, medium or small. And they come, when they have a detailed story, we give you the printed story in English so that you remember what it means and so on.
Yes.
So you don't only have a beautiful painting. So have a look around.